Shalom. It is Friday. It is preparation day. So this is the day that we prepare for the Sabbath, which is tomorrow. So sometimes you have to prepare for preparation day. So last night I soaked some wild rice so it will bloom overnight in the dehydrator. And then I also soaked some a bean mixture. Excuse my appearance. I've been busy all day. So, and it's only 9:30. So, I soaked some beans last night, and they were ready this morning for me to cook for my daughter, because Kelsey she's on a kick where she just loves bean soup. So I got those things. I also soaked some cashews for sour cream. I've already got the sour cream made this morning, and this morning I made some two different kinds of potato cheese. One is a creamy cheese sauce, which is really good for dipping chia crackers in, and another one is supposed to be sliceable. It uses Irish moss gel. So I haven't tried that one before. It's new, so I'll let you know how that one is. And I will upload a video of my potato cheese maybe next week sometime. We have been all raw for over 40 days, and so we're actually going to incorporate a little bit of cooked foods starting today with the potato cheese. So, but we're still high raw. So I'm out here in the garden this morning, and I have a few things that need to be tied up, and I have some tomatoes that are just bushing out. So yeah, they're into the walkway, they're crowding on the other plants. I'm just going to give them a little haircut, not a massive one, as I have done in the past, so just a little one. So that's what I'm doing today, and I brought you along for the ride. Okay, I thought I was recording that home time. Apparently I was not. I just got the cucumbers tied up, and they are looking lovely, and I will show you that. And I'm having to tie them up because they are not wanting to wrap around these bars. I guess they're maybe a little too wide, because look, they're trying to wrap, but they don't have anything to wrap to, or anything that they prefer to wrap to. But they are gorgeous, and they're flowering all over the place. And I did have some baby cucumbers. I also have some weeds back here. Oh, look at you. Okay, there's two right there. Now some people, if there are multiple plants growing out in the same area, they'll just go ahead and pull one out, the weaker one. I don't do that. Maybe I should, but I don't do that. I don't have the heart to do that unless I have another place to put it. So, and I don't. Now, this bed right here, oops. Sorry for the shakiness. I have the tripod out, and it is hard to maneuver around these beds with the tripod sticking out. So this bed these tomatoes are giving me a little bit of an issue because they are crowding the peppers, and they are sticking out in the walkway. And I'm going to show you how I trim these. They don't need a massive trim, just a little one. This side is really bad. As you can see, it's starting to stick out way out in the pathway. So I'm going to give these guys a little haircut. So anything that's sticking out, and these are sticking out so far I can't even. Okay, there's a sucker. I don't want to take all of it off because they do need some. They do need a lot of leaves to photosynthesize, especially when it gets this large. I can't even see what I'm doing here. It's so thick. And the reason I'm having to do this is because they have some tomatoes down here that I cannot see to harvest. I can't see if they're ripe or anything, so just a small little haircut today. And if I have to, I can come back in and give them another trim later. Where are you coming from? And that's another thing. Look at you. All right. This one is actually right here. And it's a sucker. And alas, we did lose a tomato with that one, but that's okay. There are many, many more in here. And I'm sorry for doing this to you guys, but you're getting to be a Medusa here. You're sticking out all over the place. And that's not good for you or for me, because then I can't harvest you and you are at risk for disease, and we don't want you diseased, do we? Here, you look good. See, I told you I'm not getting your really big haircut just this morning. Hello. Look at those tomatoes. We have some suckers here. And see, if they're this bushy, you can't tell if they're growing. The suckers grow. So, you're okay. Oh my goodness, your leaves are getting tangled up. That's not good for you. But you know, just like the master trims us when we need it to keep us healthy, we need to do that to our plants also. And there are a couple pieces that need to be staked on, or tied to the stake. Oh, you are touching the ground. You don't have that. That opens you for disease. Nope. Angela, don't cut your finger off. You are good. There's some suckers down here. So you may be wondering why I talk to my plants and sing to them, and that's because there have been many studies in which talking to your plants and singing to your plants, not every kind of music, because rock and roll will kill it. Yes, it's toxic music, okay? Toxic for the plants, toxic for you. And my husband used to play rock and roll. So, these are, you are looking good. You are. You need to come out right here. Now, I was chopping and dropping the tomatoes and Todd was freaking out. I can't see where the weeds are, so Mama had to readjust what she was doing. We got the barrels over here. And that's what happens when you don't trim them every week. So I slacked off and gave them a break last week, and they took advantage of it. I'm going to leave you But as I was saying, they can feel you. They can feel your energy, and they know if you're going to harm them or do them good. But they really do love to be sung to. They really love classical music. But I bet. Yeah, that was a good one. All right. Sucker. But I bet they would love your music. Okay, you need to come back inside the cage, honey. Come back inside. Okay, we need to give our brothers, the peppers, room to grow, and you're not doing that. You're not playing nice. You play nice. Look at you. You're doing the same thing. Come on, get picking. And when you get a little taller, then maybe I will let you branch out. But you need to continue slow. Okay, that's the work. I can't even see what's going on down here. You're so thick. I am really sorry you're going to get a massive haircut today. I'm really sorry. Being a little experiment for me because I'm just trying to let one plant grow up to four stalks. Kind of like you would branch a tree out. You are trying to grow outside the fence too. No, you can't do that. You need to stay inside your boundaries. I know that's not the way you're trained to do, but that's alright because Yahuah changes us, and I have to change you just a little bit. If you hear chickens in the background, we are allowed to have a few chickens in the city. So this is the one I'm working on. This is the one I'm working on right now, and it was really a Medusa. It had limbs sticking out everywhere. And I'm trying to train it into two separate, sorry, not two, four, maybe even 6 different suckers I'm letting grow because I'm going to stake them. Get your little butt in there. Now it's got some tomatoes on it. It doesn't have a lot. So apparently it's just putting on a lot of growth here. The main important thing with tomatoes is to try to keep the leaves off the ground because they will cause disease. I'm sorry, I just ripped one of you off, didn't I? Sorry about that. Alright, you can't stay. I don't have space for you. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, I know you flowered, but can't be having that. Alright. I hope you're not just looking at the top of my head. I can't see where the camera's pointed at right now. Alright, and that is all I'm going to do to this guy. I do need to go get another steak. Gotta be careful with these metal steaks because they are sharp and they will cut. I got a cut right here last week. Hopefully you can see that. Nice. Let's try that again. I'm gonna let you grow. You have some blossoms. Hello, Mr. Honeybee. Oh no, you're a bumblebee, aren't you? I had a honeybee out here yesterday. And I'm like, yay! So I haven't seen a lot of honeybees in the city, which is really terrible because they are one of our biggest pollinators. When the bees are gone, many of your plants are either going to have to be pollinated by hand or they're going to die off because they're not going to be able to get pollinated. Without the pollination, the species dies. And Todd showed this tape. Where am I at? Yeah, there we are. Todd showed this tape last week, I think, where he just stuck it in his pocket and left it dangling out. That really works. But I do love this tape. I like the red. I like and dislike the red because it kind of looks like something is growing in the garden, like vegetables, but you can just stretch it a little bit. It's stretchier than the green is. But it looks like there's something harvestable in the garden, and unfortunately, it's a unfortunately it's false. But I do like these because they are stretchable, and if you tie it too tight, you can just stretch it a little bit and stretch it back out so you're not choking the plant off. No, you're making it hard for me to tie you up, aren't you? It's alright. Nothing ever comes easy, does it? And if it does, you should be suspicious of it. Nothing in life is free unless it's a gift from Abba Father. Okay, and you are coming over here. Oh, you need to come out. I'm sorry. Do not be poking holes in my shorts. So, that was another big branch. Okay, what I've done is I have really opened up the area so there's plenty of airflow, less chance for disease, but there's still enough there is still enough here. I'm going to let this one split off for them to be able to create photosynthesis, because that is how plants survive. Well, most plants, not all. Watch out, baby. There you go. So yes, I do talk to my plants and I sing to them. I'm trying not to break out into song because of copyright violations and whatnot. So I don't want my stuff taken down because somebody gets pissed off that I sing their song to my plants. Now I've got a sucker here. Hey, Angel, don't cut your face open. And there you go. So my husband made these steaks out of scraps that would have just been thrown away. So they were in effect free. He is a sheet metal mechanic with a 4-year degree. Bam! And just like that, we have airflow and they have room to grow and to continue to flourish. And part of the ones back here, they have a lot. So they have a lot of tomatoes on them, but I could not see them. All right, I'm going to work on this side now. And first I need to open my... All right, stop twisting over there. There you go. One at a time. Thank you for growing and producing for me. Okay, I'm going to train one of these up on the outside. What are you doing? Oh my goodness. Okay. When they get this thick, it's really hard to tell what's what. And you don't want to cut the main one, but if you do, leave a sucker, because you can train the sucker to be your substitute main vine, because tomatoes are very forgiving that way. Now I will have some tar on my hands, not much, when I go in, because my tomatoes are very forgiving. No, but it will come off with alcohol. You are a sucker. Okay, but it's getting to hard for us to get in right here. And we have to be able to get in between our beds. Now when we move, we're going to change the way we do things. Let's see, where's your leaflet? I'm not going to change the way we do things. We're going to change our beds to where they are, the sheets of metal are, I think Todd said 8 feet or 10 feet, something like that. 10 feet. So we're going to change our beds to be 10 feet long. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do for these guys. Once they grow up taller, I might have to go get some more of these and just stack them up. Either that or get some cattle panels and cut them in pieces. That is another possibility. But these are okay. They're just more expensive than a cattle panel. And I'm going to tie these up so they're not going to be rolling out here in the cafe. Where are you at? My other bed does not, oops. Now see, there, I did it. I cut off the top of the plant right there. But that's okay, it has suckers and We will allow those suckers to grow. It's okay. It's really hard to screw up a garden. Actually, you really can't screw up a garden. You just learn from your mistakes. That's the important thing. Yeah, so we've got one here that will be our main weeder. Oh, I trimmed you once, haven't I? This little star right there. And you're one of the ones that are encroaching on the peppers. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to stop that. Okay. Ow. Don't do that. Alright, some of these have just come through and they're too large now for me to okay, that really opened up right there. Awesome. So I think I'm happy with what we've done here. See, that didn't hurt you guys that much. So I'm just going to come in here and tie these sweet babies up. It really is almost like the more I trim these, the faster they grow to replace the growth that I cut off. Isn't that the way we are? Look at this. This is thread, and look how it stretches. You just pull in the ends, gentle pressure, and it's longer. And you can also stretch it out when you tie it to the plant as well. You are not a sucker, you are. Tomatoes will get really thick at the base, but once they get up about a foot, 2 foot tall, they're not going to get much wider on the limb part. At least that's been my experience. I'm going to tie you right here. There's another sucker. And they will go out of hand if you even go very long without. This one got broken. Come on, let it go. So I love and hate these because they are visible, so it'd be easier for cleanup. The plastic ties, they're easier for cleanup, so I can see it and not leave it to lay in the dirt. I like them because they're stretchier than the green. And let's see, I'm gonna get all three of you guys right here. But one thing I don't like about it is if you look out from the window, it makes it look like you have some produce, or actually even walking up on it, looks like you have some red peppers or tomatoes that are ready for harvest. Okay, so while I'm here, let's look at these guys. So while I'm here, this is my spaghetti squash and kajari and tigger melons. So, I mean, look at this guy. He's ferocious. He's a ferocious climber. I mean, this guy is crazy. He'll cling on to anything, including its own leaves, so I have to watch them. But it's got a lot of fruit on it. And while you're here, I'm going to go ahead and tie you up. Kajari melons, I'm a little disappointed in them. I don't know whether it's because they're a little more in the shade, or just because of the location. They're a little farther away from the sun in the morning. But they should be getting plenty of evening sun. Of course, the peppers, the pepperoncinis are very much trying to crowd them out. And it could also be because I have them a little too close to the peppers, but wasn't really thinking that much when I was harvesting. I mean, when I was planting the peppers, actually 5 peppers here. And at the time, I did not have the panels. Oh, let me make that here. Hi, gorgeous. Yeah. Did you catch any fish?
Caught 2 really good smallmouth off a jig.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Oh, you broke your rod.
Brand new, vintage, 45-year-old Yahuah rod.
Oh, did you
All
cry?
I did was pull on it to test my drag. I was like, really? That rod is brand new. Maybe I should call it Yahuah and say, hey, does the warranty still work? It was made in 1982, but does the warranty still work?
I don't think it does.
Yeah, I don't think Steve let that one go. He's like, man, what are you smoking, dude?
Yeah, no kidding. This thing about needs another trim up too.
He's been my go-to guy at Yahuah. Any question about Yahuah, he's like, yep, I'll find that date for you.
Cool.
Yep, that was made this time, that time, and such and such sponsored it. And feel like I can see the leaves now, we can pull them.
Yeah. They were pretty ferocious. I was having a really hard time getting in there to see what needed to be cut.
So they just grew everywhere?
Yeah, they were thick and everywhere. Alright, you are a sucker and I'm sorry, but you gotta go. See? You really don't have to tie these babies up. They just like climb on everywhere. So that will wrap it up for my trimming video. I'm not sure how good the footage was, so hopefully I got enough good footage that I can use. I just can't see it in this phone, but this was kind of a spur of the moment thing. But anyway, Yahuah bless you and keep you and give you shalom. Until next time. God bless.